Cyberpunk 2077 is filled with decisions, with multiple quests having numerous different outcomes depending on the choices you make, so it might become a little daunting to keep a track of your decisions. A choice that's made in the early game, during the quests The Information and The Heist, sees you having to decide whether you're going to help Evelyn cut Dex out of a deal or tell Dex that Evelyn is playing against him. I'm George from TechRaptor, and I'm gonna run you through what's the difference between siding with Evelyn or Dex. After stealing a cute little robot for Dex, you'll be sent to meet Evelyn, who will introduce you to the concept of brain dancing, a practice that involves cybernetically jacking yourself into someone else's memories to survey for potential information. After scoping out an area that Dex wants you to steal from, Evelyn proposes to you that you cut Dex out of this deal and split the profits of the robbery between just the two of you, netting you a larger profit than what Dex can offer, but will risk getting on the bad side of a very powerful figure in Night City. Don't worry, you don't need to commit to anything just yet. Evelyn's just floating the idea and doesn't need an answer immediately. Now, should you decide that you'd rather stay on Dex's good side and not take the deal, when V and Jackie meet up with Dex in the famous Afterlife bar, you can opt to tell him that Evelyn proposed such a betrayal. This choice will allow you to persuade Dex to reward your honesty by bumping your cut from 30% up to 40%. Although that obviously doesn't match Evelyn's proposed 50% if you were to have cut him out. So who should you pick? Well, the unfortunate truth about this mission is that your choice doesn't really seem to have impact on the way the events of this story plays out as much as you would think. There's a chance of it meaning something bigger in the grander narrative that we haven't spotted yet, and we'll definitely update this video if we learn anything new, but for now, it certainly seems like this choice is actually quite insignificant. Minor spoilers ahead for the mission The Heist. Unfortunately, this heist goes bad, meaning that there's ultimately no cut to be split at all, so that 40% or 50% cut ultimately amounts to nothing. On top of that, Dex betrays you during this mission in order to save himself, although even that ends up going awry and he ends up dead, making any loyalty earned through your allegiance to him worthless. Loyalty to a dead man gets you nowhere. It seems that this faux choice was made to create some further tension in the situation and to perhaps blindside you to the real story that's going on. It is however worth noting that it is merely the prologue to the main game, and Cyberpunk 2077 finally opens up to something much bigger after this mission. And that's exactly what happens between Dex, Evelyn and V in the heist mission. Make sure to check out TechRaptor.net and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more guides on Cyberpunk 2077 and more.